Hey guys, what's up? My name's Kayla from Planning with Kay, and welcome back to another video. I'm here with part 2 of my massive flip through video where I'm showing you guys my last 5 completed bullet journals. That's my 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th bullet journals, which span all the way from August of 2019 through just last month, with the last one I finished in July of 2021. If you missed yesterday's video, that is part 1 of this flip through, where I flipped through the first 3 of those journals. And today I'm going to be continuing that with part 2, where I'm going to be flipping through the last 2 journals that I've finished. So here are those 3 I flipped through yesterday. Again, if you missed that video, I'll have that linked right here for you to check out. And here are the 2 journals I'm going to be flipping through today. This one here is my 11th journal that I just finished. And then this is my 10th journal, which starts in September of 2020 and goes through March of 2021. Both of these journals are really special to me because I feel like they really show how I've come into my journaling system, and these 2 journals just really worked super well for me. So I'm excited to flip through these with you guys today, and let's jump right in. So I'm going to be starting off with bullet journal number 10 right here. This is another Archer and Olive notebook, just like most of these notebooks that I've been flipping through. So jumping right into this journal, I start right off with my September spreads. I am using the campfire themed sticker collection for this whole setup. I had finished the last flip through video with that theme. I was using it for some daily logs and weekly logs at the end there. But here we're finally getting into the monthly setup for September with this campfire theme. For this cover spread here, this over here is a printable from my Patreon. And then this is that anti-racist pledge and checklist over here. After that, I have a more complete September cover spread where I use my watercolor and my forest tree stickers along the bottom. This was a super fun setup because I also did some burning of the pages to create this like charred campfire look. I remember doing that during Patreon live streams and making jokes about how, you know, hopefully I don't burn the whole office down. Luckily I didn't. It all worked super well, and that's actually something I'd love to do again in a future theme, is doing these burned paper edges, because I just love how those ended up looking. Here I'm continuing with my single page calendars. You'll see that I stick to these single page calendars for quite a while after this, where I have my calendar on one side and then I have some other monthly overview components on this side. For this whole setup here, I also did a bunch of Dutch doors. So here I have a Dutch door section where it has my bills and gratitude on this side, and then I have my 1 line a day daily summary over on this side. And then after that, we get right into the weeklies and dailies for September. I just really loved using this theme. I remember the color scheme was really fun, especially with all of these watercolor color splashes and blending those all together. And it was just like a perfect summer theme. Here, this spread is using all stickers from the shop Crafting by the Pound. I mentioned Leona's shop during the last flip through, but I'll also have it linked in the description below this video, because I do end up using a lot of her stickers throughout these next 2 journals. She created all of these stickers here, including these little boxes, like checklist boxes, the rainbow headers, and these little colorful shapes in here. Lots of fun things over there. Definitely go check out her shop if you have a second as well. She makes incredible stickers, lots of very unique illustrations and designs, and just couldn't recommend her shop enough. So go check it out. Link is down in the description. Here, since we're approaching October, I'm using the Halloween pumpkin themed printables that I had released the year prior. I showed this theme, the original spreads I created with it in the flip through from yesterday. But I always love using my little printable weekly spreads during weeks where I maybe don't have enough time to spend to create a full spread from scratch, but having a nice visually appealing spread is still what helps me to want to use my journal consistently. So using the weekly printables and then just customizing a little bit with some extra stickers here and there is a really fun way for me to kind of get the best of both worlds with something that's easy and kind of pre-set up, but still a little bit unique and customizable. Now we have my October spreads. I don't believe I did a plan with me video for this setup here. I combined both of my Halloween sticker collections from the previous 2 years in this setup. So this is using both my Hocus Pocus collection, which is all of these little potion jars and like witchy decoration. And then I also use the Halloween pumpkin collection as well, which has the jack-o'-lanterns, the bats and scarecrows and such. So here again, I just have a single page calendar on the right. I then have my bill schedule and a monthly task list on the left. I got a gratitude log and my brain dump for the month. And then that brings us right into more weekly spreads for this month. This is a printable quote from Patreon. So these next 2 weekly spreads here were really, really fun because I was, for the first time, using stickers from the shop Journal with Kate, which is another incredible Black-owned, female-owned sticker shop. If you're not already following Kate on Instagram, you absolutely should, and definitely go support her shop as well. She has amazing stickers and just like a very unique, cool style to her journal. Definitely a lot of inspiration to get there. But so here I used her little pumpkin stickers to set up this weekly spread. These date dots and these black daily headers are also all Kate stickers. I always have so much fun using her different sticker collections, so highly recommend you check out her shop, and I'll also have her shop along with all of the other shops that I'm mentioning linked down below in case you're interested. I then also used one of her sticker sheets for this weekly. I want to order more of these because these are just way too beautiful. It's like these very cool potion jar crystal stickers. Don't really know how to describe it, but the colors here are just gorgeous. I also again used her little date dots here. These weekly headers are from one of my Halloween themed monthly kit add-on sheets. But yeah, just really love both of these spreads here using Journal with Kate stickers. I believe her shop is called Stick with Kate and her Instagram is Journal with Kate, but again, it'll all be linked down below for you guys. So now throughout the rest of October, I'm kind of playing around with some of my different fall themes. Here I'm using my woodland themed collection along with my watercolors to create some dailies. I really love the color scheme of this spread here. Here for these dailies, I'm using my fall leaves collection. Another reason why I really like to use older themes in future years is I like to see how it translates to my current style. For example, when I initially used this fall leaves collection, I wasn't using watercolor at all in my journal, so it turned out very different, but it's really fun to be able to use themes like this and this woodland collection with my new watercolor style, and just seeing how I can use the same stickers in kind of a different fun way as time goes on. Here I'm using my Apple Harvest collection, which is my third fall-related collection. This is also when I will be transitioning into using my baking theme. That's actually where this background is from the baking theme. But yeah, since I had just designed the baking theme, it made me want to go back and use some of this Apple Harvest theme. I feel like those two really go together pretty well. Here are some dailies using my butterfly theme. All of these spreads here are an example of what it looks like when I get bored of using the same theme throughout the month. Clearly for the rest of October, I was not interested in using my Halloween stickers, so you can see that that's why I'm playing around with all these different themes, busting out some older themes that I wanted a chance to use again. The butterflies are something I find myself coming back to fairly often, and here I paired them along with these daily headers from Journal with Kate. Love the clean look of this, and again, really love getting the chance to use this older butterfly theme with my watercolor and seeing how that turned out. Since this was towards the end of October, this was when I was starting to prep for my big Black Friday sale that I do every year. So here I was brainstorming some of the new sticker releases I wanted to do for that sale and just keeping track of that. And I ended up highlighting things once I had completed those. So this was a very useful little collection spread for prepping for Black Friday. And then here is where I start using the baking theme. This was such a fun theme to use, and I especially loved all of the watercolor that I did to match this theme. It's always really fun getting to use a new sticker collection for the first time, so I was having a lot of fun just trying out these stickers, getting used to the new designs and the new color scheme, and yeah, really loved these dailies to finish off the month of October. With that, we go right into my November monthly spreads. I started off with a cover spread. We got November 2020 on this side, and then here I remember this was a suggestion during the Patreon live stream where I was setting this up. Somebody recommended I do a 2020 recipe, which is half a cup of havoc, half a cup of chaos, mix in a blender without the top on. I feel like that pretty accurately describes what 2020 felt like. Still doing my one-page calendars here and then utilizing Dutch doors. I talked about in the flip through yesterday that it was my tulip field collection was what really sparked a love of Dutch doors. And you guys know I still do lots of Dutch doors to this day, especially as a part of my monthly setup for things like these little dashboards. I just find it really useful. So here I have a Dutch door with my bills and gratitude log on the inside, and then just my monthly task list in front with my calendar. I got my one line a day daily review and my mood tracker. Very happy to see that I was utilizing my spreads here as well, filling out everything throughout the month and not abandoning it towards the end of the month like previously I was a little bit more prone to. Have my brain dump, my live stream schedule. Again, this is a printable calendar from Patreon. Just want to remind you guys that if you like any of the printables, you can get access to most of them by joining the $1 Patreon tier. That's where all of the calendars and quite a few extra printables are. And then the $5 Patreon tier has all the other printables, like the weekly spreads, mood trackers, other random printable spreads that I create. So from there, we go right into my November weekly dashboards. Again, just using the baking theme for all of those, some daily logs as well. I used a lot of these wallpaper backgrounds throughout this theme, which were Patreon printables. So I really like this sort of checkerboard looking spread of daily logs. Here I was using this new watercolor collection. I believe this is the collection that I designed during this month. And similar to the paint stroke collection I had designed earlier in 2020, I had a lot of fun mixing this watercolor collection with some of my other themed stickers. So on this daily, I mixed that watercolor collection with the florals and the leafy stickers. I really love how this spread ended up looking. Just very simple with those 4 daily logs. For this weekly here, I mixed the watercolor with my Plants and Pages collection, just loving all of the different colors here. Here I mixed it with the Crystal collection, and again, really love that. It's just so fun finding different combinations of stickers. It's like you can take an old theme and make it something completely different and new just by mixing it with some other stickers, and something I've definitely really enjoyed throughout the years. Some more dailies. These watercolor backgrounds are Patreon printables that I cut for the top and bottom. And then I mixed my little cactus stickers with this as well. These cactus stickers are a decorative sheet that were a part of like my very first shop release. So they're one of the oldest stickers that I've had in my shop. And I still just think they're so cute. I feel like I don't use them enough. Like I should bust those out more because they're just such cute, classic little cactus stickers. All right, and just like that, I'm into December 2020, finishing off the year of 2020, thank God. I did a classic Christmas theme here. I hadn't released any new Christmas stickers for this year, so I decided to just use my OG Christmas monthly kit that I had designed a couple years previously. So again, I have a fun Dutch door here. This is also when I started using my calendar stickers. I end up using this, I think, for like 4 or 5 months after this. Very convenient. I want to start using these again, actually. And I am soon going to be releasing the 2022 calendar stickers, so you guys can start ordering those. I'll probably have those up in the next month or so. So keep an eye out for all those 2022 New Year releases. But yeah, just got a calendar. I had a little gifts list here, a to-do list for the month. And then on the other side of my Dutch door, I got my bills, my social media scheduling, and my gratitude log. Here we got my daily summary and my mood tracker. Clearly, I didn't end up keeping up with my mood tracker too much this month, but for me, when it comes to my memory pages, this daily summary is the more important part to me because that's what I really like to look back on, you know, months or years later to just see what I was up to during that time. So I'm happy to see that I filled that out even when I decided to, for whatever reason, stop tracking my mood. Again, just using all the Christmas stickers that I released a few years ago as a part of a Christmas launch. Like I said during yesterday's flip through, I feel like all these Christmas stickers are super timeless. I'll probably use them every year around Christmas just because, you know, why not? They go perfectly. Then we got weeklies for December, again using the Christmas theme. Also still using that watercolor collection since I didn't do a monthly setup with that themed collection. I was still itching to use it a little bit more in my weeklies and dailies and such. So here you can see me using those, keeping things pretty simple for all of these dailies towards the end of November. Since this is around when Black Friday happens, this is when things get super, super busy for me. But I think at this point, again, I had learned to not abandon my journal when life gets stressful and instead use it to make things a little bit easier on myself. So we got the end of November with different daily logs here, and this is when I started using my Windows of the World collection. Also one of my all-time favorite themes I've ever done. I was really eager to start using those. Here we got beginning of December daily logs here. Another leafy mixed with the watercolor sticker theme for this weekly spread here. Here we have the week of Christmas, so of course I had to make sure to do a Christmas theme for that. And that takes me to January. So this is one of the months I'm most excited to show you guys because I filmed a video for this setup that I never ended up posting. I still have that footage and I actually do plan on still editing that and posting it, but I think I might just post it next January for January 2022 as like a little bonus video because I have all that footage and I loved how this whole setup turned out. I think it would be a shame to not, you know, put that out into the world at some point, but I'm excited that I can show you guys these spreads right now because these are some of my favorite spreads I've ever set up. So this was a typewriter theme. I had created a whole typewriter sticker collection and did a newspaper typewriter themed setup with those. So these are just some old-timey newspaper clippings that I printed out online. I just printed them out on sticker paper and then ripped them for the sidebars here, and then did a little watercolor lettering. I also bought these alphabet stamps for this setup, and I love these stamps. I just used them as a part of my August plan with me that I posted the other week, and I specifically had ordered those to go with this typewriter theme, but absolutely love the simplicity of this theme and the colors here. Here we got my calendar, again using that full page calendar sticker, using more of the old-timey newspaper underneath, and I just love this theme. I would love to use this theme again. I feel like I really miss it. Some of my themes, I'm eager to move on from them because I get bored and I want to go on to a next one. This typewriter theme though, I feel like I didn't get enough of it. Like I could absolutely see myself doing a whole nother month in the future with this theme because I just absolutely loved it. Here we got my daily review and my gratitude tracker where I painted this typewriter coming out from the bottom. Really loved the playfulness of that. You can see I was using the heck out of these spreads. I didn't do my classic abandoning my bullet journal after Black Friday. Here you can see I went back to monthly habit tracking. I talked about yesterday that when it comes to monthly habit tracking, I need to take breaks from it and then come back to it to make it really work for me. So here is a month where I came back to it, and you can see I used my habit trackers throughout the entire month. I remember this really working for me. And then we have the weekly and daily spreads going into January. Here's a little weekly dashboard for that first week with a little Dutch door at the bottom. This is a weekly printable from my Patreon, and I stuck some extra stickers on top. Then got my January live stream schedule and a cute little quote page on this side. A fun black and white typewriter theme spread. Really like how this turned out, and this was my first time also using a bunch of these little alphabet flags. I released 4 or 5 different versions of these little alphabet stickers. Some are dots, some are flags, some black and white, and some colorful, but those are really fun to utilize in all sorts of different ways. Another weekly spread using the stamps, the typewriter stickers. I also busted out the film camera stickers that I created as a part of my springtime snapshots collection. I thought that those would go really well with the typewriters, just sort of appreciating analog devices. And I really like how those all go together here. All right, so here I am doing a couple spreads of daily logs using a bunch of stickers from other shops. All of the shops here are BIPOC owned and woman owned, and it was really fun just getting to mix a bunch of different creators, stickers, and prints onto one spread. So here, this floral print is by one of my favorite artists and YouTubers, Minnie Small. She has a shop where she sells all sorts of things related to her art, but I had purchased a set of postcards as well as some little composition books that she was selling. I decided to use a couple of those postcard prints in my journal just by pasting them in. So that is what this little leafy print is. This Be Kind to Yourself sticker, these little plant stickers, and this birch tree washi tape is all from the shop Hello Wildflower, which is another incredible shop. I believe that she just had a 30% shop discount. I'm not sure if that's still going on, but either way, I'll have all of the information for all of these shops linked down below. I also use these little daily headers from Journal with Kate. And finally, these adorable little icons from the shop Procrastiplanner, etc. I'll actually get a little closer so you guys can see these because they're just so adorable. The little proud of you, love yourself, and you are enough stickers there. But yeah, so this is an entire spread showcasing a lot of amazing shops that you guys should definitely check out. And of course, I'll have all of their links and Instagrams and shops and all of that information down in the description. I also did the same thing on this spread here for a couple more daily logs. Again, we got Hello Wildflower with these stickers, this little mug, and these stickers up here are Journal with Kate. And then we have Minnie's little postcard print there as well. It's just really fun getting to use this different color scheme as well. I really love how both of these spreads of dailies turned out. Here I was continuing to showcase some other creators. So this entire spread is made using stickers from Grandeza's journal. Grandeza is somebody that I've been following basically ever since I started my bullet journal account. Someone I consider a friend at this point, and she created all of these gorgeous floral illustration stickers as well as these little heart stickers here with these cute little patterns. I also used one of these little newsletter stickers that's from Procrastiplanner, etc. Those newsletter stickers are something I continue to use anytime I send out my email newsletter. But yeah, all 3 of these spreads were super fun, just taking a little break from using my own stickers and instead showing how you can use all these other stickers from all these other incredible shops. All right, so that takes us to February 2021, and I used my Windows of the World theme for this monthly setup. This is one of my favorite themes I've ever created. I just think it's so fun and unique and like full of little details that makes it really interesting. But I was very inspired by it for this setup, so I started off with this cut out window cover spread, which I'm still super proud of this. I think this is just a really fun, creative idea. This cloud background is also a printable from my Patreon. I made a bunch of different colors of these just full page cloudy skies, and you'll see that I used those throughout this setup. It was just a really easy way to get a super fun, colorful background. So really love that cover spread. Moving on from that, we got my February monthly overview spread. I have a single page calendar here with my bills underneath and then my to-do list and gratitude log. This is an example of me doing an actual watercolor background here versus one of my cloudy sky printables, and I just love the color scheme throughout this setup. These pastel sky colors are really, really nice and satisfying, and I also use some white paint to create these clouds on top. Just, again, super happy with this whole setup. I also utilized some stickers from my quarantine spread sticker sheet. So all of these little heart illustrations you see, as well as these little pink headers, are all from that quarantine spread sticker sheet, which just went really well with this theme. I then have my February daily review. It's inside this little Dutch store along with the mood tracker on the other side. I absolutely love this mood tracker. I just filled in the window frames with whichever color matched my mood that day, and I already had all the little skies painted in. It was just really fun watching this fill out throughout the month and seeing it completed. This is definitely one of my favorite completed mood trackers. I think this is probably tied with the June sunflower mood tracker I did later in the year. You'll see that in the next journal I'm flipping through. But yeah, just really loved this creative mood tracker and then that one line a day on the previous spread. I then got my February habit tracker here. And again, it worked really well for me. I just split my habits here into personal and business, tracked them all the way through the month. Really love how this spread turned out as well. I then have a February brain dump spread for the month. Then got my live stream schedule and my quarantine playlist page for February. Again, using those quarantine stickers, as all these little pink stickers here, as well as these little icons are all from that quarantine sticker sheet. And that now takes us to the weeklies and dailies for February. Here we got another little window Dutch door weekly spread with some categories down at the bottom. Then we got some dailies. I really loved all the watercolor colors throughout this setup. Again, this color scheme was just very satisfying for me. And I just really loved designing all of these different windows as well. It was just super fun to use throughout this month. This watercolor piece here, I ended up scanning into a printable that's over on Patreon. I often do that with all of the decorative watercolor quote pages I do. I often end up turning them into printables, especially for anybody who maybe doesn't want to use watercolor in their own journal, but still get some of those watercolor illustrative vibes. So there's quite a few printables sort of like this over on Patreon. This is another weekly spread printable. I used this little Mount Fuji cherry blossom window sticker at the top here and paired it along with my cherry blossom stickers from the cherry blossom collection. Just went together really, really well. Here I was also just playing around with mixing up some different themes with the windows. So here I had this window that has my cat Luna sitting on the windowsill, so I decided to pair that along with the Luna in space stickers over here with one of those sky background printables. Just really fun playing around with mixing my themes together. Some more Dutch door weekly spreads. And that is it for this journal. So this was my 10th bullet journal, which means that we only have one more journal to flip through now. This one was September through March of 2021. And now I go into my 11th bullet journal. This is the journal I literally just finished at the very end of July. It goes March 2021 through the start of August 2021. So This journal is most accurate in terms of my current routine and style when it comes to bullet journaling. These are my most recent spreads that I've been using throughout this year. Definitely my favorite bullet journal. You know, I think naturally with every new journal I do, I like it more and more because I figure out more about what works for me. I kind of hone my style a little bit more. So I'm really excited to show you guys this whole journal here. So this journal starts right off with my March monthly spreads. At this point, when I had started this journal, I already had my long-term journal. I have been using it for a couple months, so I was officially beyond the point of needing to set up any migration spreads at the start of my new journals, since my long-term journal covers all of that. It has my future log, my long-term trackers and collections, all of the long-term, yearly, and beyond yearly spreads that I need. I am still planning on posting a video showing that whole long-term journal setup, by the way. I had filmed that whole process at the beginning of the year, but ended up not having a chance to edit and post it. So I've decided that what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna post a video towards the end of this year that will be showing the setup of my 2021 spreads in that long-term journal. And then I'll also be able to show you guys how those spreads look since I've been using them all year. And I can give you more of like a reflection on how those spreads have been working for me, anything I maybe want to add or take out for 2022. And then I'll also end up posting a video of my 2022 bullet journal setup in that long-term journal. So you'll have a video of my 2021 setup, me talking about how it worked for me, showing you the after the pen used spreads. And then that will kind of be the reflection that leads into my 2022 setup video. So that's my plan for that. I definitely still want to show you guys that journal, especially since it has been working so well for me, but you're just going to have to stay tuned till the end of this year for that. So for March, I did a theme that actually combined two different sticker collections. I created rainbow color variations of my butterfly stickers and my springtime snapshot stickers. And I used both of those collections for this whole setup here, paired along with some rainbow watercolor florals. Really love how this whole setup turned out. This is also what got me really into doing full-blown watercolor illustrations for my cover spreads. Before this, I was more so just doing color splashes, not really actually doing any illustrations with my watercolors. And after this March cover spread, I knew that that was something I wanted to do more of. I really enjoy just using my cover spreads as a chance to create some art for art's sake and kind of spend more time with my watercolors. So this spread is definitely kind of a turning point in my style where I wanted to use my journal for some more illustrations with watercolor. I really love how this turned out. So moving right along, we got my March calendar. I got that single page calendar sticker over here. And again, using the rainbow butterfly and the rainbow springtime snapshots sticker collections. I got my tasks and bills. This whole setup worked really, really well for me. Again, just really got into a rhythm and routine with my journal at this point where pretty much everything was working really well. So I got my daily review spread here and I got my mood tracker on the other side right here. I also tried out a circular tracker for my habits. This is an oval habit tracker sticker that I have in my shop, and I created this little circular cutout right in between my daily review and my mood tracker. I actually got this idea from Erin Floto Designs on Instagram. I'm sure a lot of you already know about Erin. I know that a lot of the people who like my stickers really also like Erin's stickers, but I always get lots of ideas from her Instagram. She just creates lots of very unique spreads, so it was really fun trying out this little circle tracker here. It was definitely a lot of fun, but I will say that this wasn't the most practical thing to fill out throughout the month. It's a little bit confusing making sure you're filling out the correct day on the correct habit. This is something that I might do every now and then when I want to have a little bit more fun with my habit tracking, but I will say it's not the most functional tracker. It's a little bit hard to see what's going on, but really love how it looked regardless, and you can see I still used it throughout the entire month with no problem. Then we got my live stream schedule and my gratitude log with some more of those rainbow watercolor flowers. Absolutely love how this whole gratitude log page turned out. Then I got my brain dump and my March playlist page. Here I'm using some stickers from the Black Girl Magic collection by Crafting by the Pound. You'll see throughout this journal, I keep using that collection and pairing it along with some of my sticker themes, and I just have a blast doing that every single time. So here is where I'm really getting into using the Black Girl Magic collection by Crafting by the Pound. That's where this Michelle Obama sticker is from, this fist up here, and all of these little header stickers right here as well. And I thought those just paired so wonderfully with the rainbow butterflies. I ended up combining this sticker collection with my butterflies for a couple spreads here because I was just obsessed with how they were going together. These daily headers here are from my butterfly collection, but yeah, absolutely love this sticker collection that Leona created. I think it's by far my favorite of her sticker collections. So I'll be sure to have this Black Girl Magic collection linked separately down below. If you want to try out Crafting by the Pound, I think that's a really amazing collection to start off with. I just love the style that she did for all of the illustrations and absolutely love the colors as well. Here I decided to use my typewriter stickers again because, like I had mentioned, I still feel like I didn't get my fix of the typewriters. I still really wanted to use them some more. So here I paired them with the butterflies and kind of stuck to the blues and orange colors for this one. Really love how that turned out. And then here I decided to again pair the butterflies and the typewriters again, but with an entirely new color scheme. So this is more focusing on the oranges and the greens. I just love how using the same two collections, you can create two spreads that are very different. I think that's really fun and just a good way to get those creative juices flowing. But so I just have a little Dutch door spread here for this week. And then here I used the Black Girl Magic collection again. Once again, an example of how using the same stickers, you can create two spreads that are completely different. So this is using that same collection. All of these stickers here are from the Black Girl Magic collection. Also this little background here. The illustrations are all from that. And then I just paired it with a few of my little rainbow butterflies here and there. But really love both of these spreads using that collection. All right, so that takes us right into April. For April, I used my Dinosaur Dreamland sticker collection with this really fun pastel color scheme, and I just absolutely love this theme. I love how these spreads turned out too. Everything about them just makes me really happy. Definitely one of my favorite themes I've ever done. So I just have my cover spread leading right into my calendar, still doing the single page calendars here. I think this is about the time that I started to get a little bit bored of the single page calendars. So you'll see that in May, I go back to the full spread calendars. I'm now at a point that I've been doing full spread calendars since May where I'm kind of bored of those again. And I think I might go back to these full page calendars for September. But here we have my calendar to-do list right here. And then on the back side of this little Dutch door, I got my bills and my gratitude log. Again, just really loving the Dutch door monthly overview. It's just nice to have everything important kind of in this one little flap, and I like having it next to my calendar as well, just to easily reference what's going on. After that, I have my daily review and my mood tracker. You can see, again, I'm using all of my spreads all the way through the month. At this point, I've really nailed down my bullet journal routine, so I'm able to fill out my spreads consistently without even having to really think about it. It's just like a natural part of my day. And you know, there's definitely the waves that come with bullet journaling. I think that there's some points in life where whatever is happening in your life kind of makes it harder to keep up with your journal. And then there's points in life where it's really easy to do that without even having to consciously think about it. And I'm definitely in one of those stages right now where my journal is easy to keep up with. I hope it keeps being that way because I really love consistently using my journal. It just makes life so much easier. So it makes me really happy seeing these spreads all filled out and used. I love this little egg mood tracker here as well. Then got my brain dump and my playlist page for the month. And then my monthly setup ends with my live stream schedule and then just this little quote page. I scanned in this page here along with these cover spread pages as printables on my Patreon. After that, we get into all of the weekly spreads for the month of April, starting with this first week of April here. So this is a fun spread because this is where I started doing more of these memory pages in my journal, just to keep track of fun little memories or just little things that I want to be able to remember in the future. So on this day, Jake was really, really sweet, and he typed up this little custom dinner menu on his typewriter, and he made me this lovely little dinner. Jake's always making dinner. He's the chef of the family, but he made it like a kind of restaurant experience, which was super cute and really fun. So I wanted to keep a little note of that here, and I pasted in that little menu. I also used some shopping bags as this craft paper in the background. And I decided to, again, utilize a bunch of the stickers from the different shops that I've supported over the last year. So here I have stickers from Hello Wildflower again. These little cacti and these hearts are from Grandeza's journal, and these headers and number circles up here are from Journal with Kate. Since I was on a roll here using stickers from other shops, I decided to use this spread of dailies similarly. This here is a little typewritten quote that Jake gave me for this spread. And then up here, I used these leafy stickers from Journal with Kate. These were actually the final Journal with Kate stickers that I had left because they were my favorite of all the ones I had ordered. And I'd been holding on to them for like months and months and months, not really sure where I wanted to use them. But I thought that they went super well with my little green dinosaur stickers, so I used them here. I absolutely love how these little leafy or big leafy stickers turned out, and I paired them with some of these little pink hearts from Grandeza's sticker shop as well. This is just a weekly printable for my Patreon for this week in April. I stuck in all of these little dino and leaf stickers as some extra decoration just to spice it up a little bit. All right, and then this is probably one of my favorite spreads in this journal. And this is just a spread of dailies, but this was directly inspired by Sammy Journals on Instagram. Definitely go check out her account. It's very inspiring, a really unique style. And I wanted to imitate her style for this spread. I just absolutely love how this spread turned out. If you ever feel like you're in a rut or kind of like in a creative rut with your journal where you're not sure what you want to set up or you're thinking you want some new layouts to try out, I really recommend just going and finding a creator on Instagram whose spreads you really like and creating a spread that's directly inspired by them. It's almost like the artist trend where it's called draw this in your style, where you take the artwork of somebody you admire and you try to redraw it in your own style. You can kind of do that with bullet journal spreads as well. Looking back on this spread makes me so happy. I just absolutely love it. Here we got another little dinner menu that Jake had made for me. They're just way too cute, so it's just a perfect thing to paste in my journal as a little memory next to these daily logs. These little heart stickers here are actually from one of my patrons and somebody that I would consider a friend at this point, Beck. Her account is Sassy Pigeon HQ, and she actually just started an Etsy shop. It's very, very exciting. I would really love it if you guys could go check out her shop and, you know, maybe place an order. I know she would really appreciate it. She's got a lot of fun stickers over there and has literally just started her shop. Definitely go check that out. You can also follow her on Instagram for all sorts of fun spread ideas at Sassy Pigeon HQ. And of course, I'll have all of her information linked in the description down below. All right, so here is where I started using my blue cherry blossom collection. This is a color variation I did of my original pink and purple cherry blossom sticker collection. When this spring rolled around, I knew that I wanted to do a different color version of that since that is one of my more popular sticker collections. This is also when I was trying to experiment with time blocking a little bit. Time blocking is something I really want to try to utilize in the future as a part of my daily and weekly planning, but I don't think I've really figured out a way to do it that completely works for me yet, but I was kind of experimenting with it a little bit here. These are some time ladder stickers that are available in my shop, and I was just using these to try to sort of plan out my day and figure out where I can fit all of my tasks in. Again, something I still want to play around with, but haven't quite figured out how to make it work for me 100%. So here's where I started using my Magical Forest theme sticker collection. This is the first spread with that, and it's what I end up using as my May theme. It has all sorts of gnomes and unicorns and fairies, and I just love this theme so much. So I have this weekly spread, and then that goes right into my May monthly spreads. So similarly to my March cover spread, I wanted to really try doing some more watercolor illustrations here, and I feel like florals and leafy illustrations are what I'm most comfortable with. So that's what I decided to go with for this cover spread here. I love these big, bold sidebars. I love the color scheme of this theme as well. Green to blue to purple is like my favorite color combination, so I just really love this whole setup and how it all turned out. Here's where I go back to a full spread calendar. I was feeling bored of the single page calendars at this point. For this monthly setup, I also did something a little bit different where all of my monthly spreads are enclosed in this little Dutch door section. It means that these two sidebars here are actually visible throughout my entire monthly setup. I thought that was really fun, and it really ended up working for me. Definitely something I want to try out again at some point. That's why I got my calendar, I got my bills, my live streams, and my brain dump here that I used very thoroughly throughout this month. I then got my little one line a day and my gratitude log over here. I also continued with the habit tracking for this month. I was starting to get a little burnt out from tracking so many habits the previous few months, so I decided to just try out some little circle trackers here and only tracking 5 different habits. You'll see in the next monthly setup that I decided to take a break from habit tracking at that point. I really like these little circle trackers. Thought that was a lot of fun. Finally, I got my playlist for May, a little decorative quote page right here, and that leads right into all of the weeklies and dailies for May. Really love this weekly spread, and again, just loving the colors of this collection. I also really love all these little washi tape stickers that I've included. I've been including these a lot more recently in my monthly collections because they're some of my favorite stickers I've been making, but I really loved all of the ones here for this Magical Forest theme. This over here is half of a weekly printable on my Patreon that I decided to just use as some dailies. I thought that looked really cute next to these horizontal dailies over here. And then here is a spread that I created as a sort of memory spread for when Jake and I went to the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival. It was so amazing, so beautiful seeing so many tulips, and I knew I wanted to make a spread busting out my tulip themed sticker collection since it just matched that day so perfectly. These are a bunch of Polaroids that we took while at the Tulip Festival, and I just set them down on a table and took a picture of all of them laid out like this, and I just printed out that picture, stuck it in here, and I love this little photo decorative page here. This is actually a big reason why I ended up, for my monthly setup for August, creating a whole photo memory page for the month to just like paste in a little photo collage of memories throughout the month of August. This is kind of the original photo page that I did in here that made me really enjoy putting actual photo memories in my journal. So this page here definitely inspired me a lot. Here is also when I started using paint chips in my journal. I've just been having a lot of fun experimenting throughout this year with new supplies in my journal. So I bought a bunch of these little paint chip cards at, well, I guess I didn't buy them. They're for free at most hardware stores. I got mine at Lowe's, and I got them in a bunch of different colors I knew would match some of the themes I was gonna be using. So I just used that over on this side and paired it along with some blue Magical Forest stickers. Absolutely love how that turned out, especially lined up with these daily logs over here. And then here is when I finished creating my Blue Starry Night collection. This is a color variation of the original Starry Night collection, and this blue version was actually exclusive for my patrons. So this is one of the only sticker collections in here that you will not be able to find in my shop, at least this blue version. There are 2 other color variations in my shop, but this blue one specifically was a special Patreon exclusive collection. So I had a lot of fun using that for some dailies and some weeklies throughout the month of May. Here is the Blue Starry Night weekly printable that I used as well. And then this here is the pink version of that collection. This one is available in my shop, and I decided to use that for a weekly spread here. I also used a sticker from the local artist whose name is Settle Dawn. I actually bought a pack of her stickers at this really cool local shop here in Portland that basically is a shop that curates a bunch of products from different creatives in Portland. So they have there an entire wall of different little sticker packs from all sorts of different artists that are local to the area. And I really liked her pack of just simple black and white line art stickers. I thought that those would mix with a lot of my different themes really well. So this is one of her stickers right there that I really love. All right, and now we are into June of 2021. This has got to be one of my favorite cover spreads ever. It's this little cut out sunflower with a quote on the back. This was heavily inspired by Cindy at Llama Letters. I'd seen her do some kind of similar cut out flowers on her cover spreads and absolutely loved it, so I gave it a shot here and so happy I did. Again, this is one of my favorite cover spreads. I loved doing this whole more detailed watercolor sunflower illustration too. Just a blast setting this up. I love the bold watercolor lettering as well. Just a really fun spread and a color scheme I don't do very often. Naturally more gravitate towards cool toned color schemes, so getting to do something more warm tone is always a really fun change of pace for me. All right, I got my full spread June calendar here. Again, going back to the full spread calendars versus the single page calendars I was using towards the beginning of the year. I love this big, long Luna sunflower sticker as well. And I stuck in some bees in here that are from Grandeza's journal as well. Here I got my monthly overview spread. It's got my bills, my to-do list for the month. And then here is where I realized I needed to take a break from monthly habit tracking. Moving into this setup, I already had a feeling I wouldn't want to do habit tracking, especially because June was moving month for us. We ended up moving out of our old apartment and moving into this new office space at the beginning of June. So I kind of knew I wouldn't use these habit trackers, but I wanted to include a few just in case. But after the first few days of the month, it was very clear that I was not going to be enjoying doing habit tracking this month, so I just abandoned these. You can see I didn't fill them in or anything, but that was a very conscious decision that I made. I don't know, there's no point in forcing yourself to fill things in if you really don't want to, you know? It's okay to set something up and then realize it's not going to work for you. You absolutely don't have to feel like you have to force yourself to fill those things in. I feel like it's more important to just be honest with yourself and aware of what isn't working and not stress about it too much. So I didn't end up using these trackers, and I've decided to take a break from monthly habit tracking since then. So for July and August, I'm still not doing any monthly trackers. I think maybe for September or October though, I'll be ready to get back into that again. I always just need a little break from that. All right, here we got my daily review and my mood tracker. So this mood tracker here is directly inspired by Andrea over at Wild Eyes Bujo over on Instagram. She had created a sunflower tracker pretty much exactly like this, where you fill in the leaves to signify your mood throughout the month. So I used that as inspiration to create my own here. I then got my brain dump and I got my gratitude log for June. You can see that I don't always end up using my brain dump. My brain dump is really just kind of like a just in case page. Ideally, there should be space throughout my setup for all the things I need to write down, but my brain dump is more just a catch-all space for any stray thoughts or ideas that don't belong anywhere else. But sometimes I don't end up really needing it for anything. So this is a good example of a brain dump that didn't end up getting used. I'm still happy that I set this up just in case, and again, it's no big deal that I didn't end up using it. We then got my live stream schedule and my playlist for June, and that leads right into all of my weeklies and dailies for the month of June. Like I said, June was moving month, so it was a little bit of a different month in my journal. You can see that for this week here, I basically didn't use my weekly log at all. That's because after we moved, we ended up going on a road trip right after that. So I was mostly using my journal for a couple weeks just for keeping track of memories, for filling out all of my monthly spreads, but not so much using it for weekly and daily to-do lists. This really cool holographic sticker right here is also from that local PDX artist, Settle Dawn. I just used that to fill in this empty space here since I didn't use this weekly, and I feel like that was a perfect place for that. Because June was so busy, I definitely utilized my printables that I had for the sunflower theme. So for this week, I used the horizontal weekly printable from Patreon, and then this week here, I used the vertical weekly printable. And then here is the last week of June. This was a super fun spread to set up. I created this during one of my Patreon live streams, and my patron Cherie had the idea of doing a sort of graffiti style spread using this brick wall printable that I had created for my patrons. So I basically like cut out these holes from that brick wall background, painted with watercolor underneath, and then did this graffiti style lettering on top. And this is just such a fun spread. It's like a very good example of a spread that's just about having fun, creating some art. You know, functionally, it's very simple. It's just 7 empty spaces, but I really had a lot of fun setting this up with my patrons and absolutely love how it ended up turning out. Now for these dailies, this was towards the end of June when we were going through a really ridiculous heat wave here in Portland. It was like 115 degrees or something like that. So I wanted to use my most summery theme to just kind of commemorate the heat wave we were dealing with. So this is my origami ocean theme that I hadn't used for quite a while. So it was really fun busting that out again, doing some waves along the bottom here. And then I got my little beat the heat quote to remember that this was the heat wave week. Now this is a really fun spread. Again, this is inspired by that tulip photo page that I did. After we got back from my road trip, I really wanted to create a sort of photo collage commemorating the trip and keeping track of some of the best memories from it. So I absolutely loved creating this spread. It was so fun just creating a really visually interesting sort of scrapbook collage of memories. And this was what really solidified the idea that I wanted to do a photo collage for my monthly spreads. You watched my August plan with me that I just posted about a week ago with my steampunk themed August spreads. You'll know that I created a photo memory page where I can basically do something like this at the end of the month with pictures and little doodles commemorating some of the best memories throughout the month. So I really want to do more photo things like this in my bullet journal in general, both for my monthly spreads as like a monthly memory overview, but also for special events or things that happen like road trips and vacations or, you know, special memories like that. All right, so after that, we get into the last month in this bullet journal, which is July, just last month of 2021, and I used my purple peony theme. This is actually a sticker collection that isn't yet available in my shop because I always send out my new sticker collections to my patrons before I list them publicly, and I haven't yet shipped this out to my patrons. So that is why this isn't available yet. If you do want to get first access to my new sticker collections, Patreon is the place to do that. The $15, $25, and $30 tiers are all the sticker delivery tiers where you can automatically get shipped the new collection. You don't have to worry about placing a shop order or waiting for it to become available or anything like that. The Purple Peony collection is a color variation on my Pink Peony collection that I did a few years ago. And I absolutely love how this theme ended up turning out. This little purple page marker up here, by the way, is a sticker from another one of my patrons. She has a sticker shop called Stick It Creations, and she was kind enough to send me some stickers for free, including these little page markers that I requested in purple to match my Purple Peony theme. We then got my full spread calendar with my little Dutch door, where I got my bills and my brain dump underneath. This is nearly identical to what I ended up doing again for August. I just really have been enjoying having my main kind of monthly trackers inside this little calendar Dutch door. After that, I have my daily review, and I also have my memory page here where I'm kind of jotting down some of the best memories from the month. Then got my live stream schedule and my July playlist here. And again, all these spreads worked super well for me. So after that, we go into my weeklies and dailies to finish off July, and that is actually going to finish off this journal. I really enjoyed using the Purple Peonies more for these dailies here and kind of mixing in some other supplies. On this page here, these little stickers and this frame are actually just like scrapbooking supplies that I found at Goodwill. Just having fun playing around with things. Here I use the Crafting by the Pound Black Girl Magic collection, again, paired along with the Purple Peonies, and absolutely love that combination. I also really liked the printables I made for this collection on Patreon. This yellow to purple gradient is just so satisfying. I love it. So I really wanted to use those throughout July. So this is the horizontal printable weekly spread. I also was playing around with my paint chips again throughout July, this time using this purple one paired with the Purple Peony stickers. I also really love these date styles that I did. And I included a couple little Settled On stickers on the side here as well. And these are some weekly stickers that I have in my shop. Again, using one of the printable weekly spreads since I love that yellow purple color scheme so much. These are some daily logs just to finish off the month of July. And that brings us to the final weekly spread in the month of July, and this is also the last spread in this journal. I decided to finish off the sticker sheet from Hello Wildflower that I've been using. All of these stickers here are all from Hello Wildflower, and it also inspired this really relaxing, earthy color scheme on this spread. I just love how this spread turned out, and it felt like a really strong end to this journal. So that is the last spread in this journal. As usual, I have a few empty pages still left in the back, and I have all my little swatch pages back here as well, where I'm testing out different colors and different doodles and stuff like that. And that is it for my last bullet journal. This was bullet journal number 11. This took me all the way through the end of July, and this is the final completed bullet journal that I have. And with that all done, that is it for this massive, massive flip through. Today I went through journals number 10 and 11, and if you missed yesterday's video, I flipped through my 7th, 8th, and 9th bullet journal. And I just feel like this was a really fun little journey through my bullet journaling process. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this full 2-part flip through, and I hope you got lots of inspiration for your own journal. I know that for me, flipping back through my journals gives me lots of inspiration. It's easy to kind of forget all the different things we do in our journals unless you go back and really look through them and reflect. I know that seeing these 5 journals today in succession definitely gave me lots of ideas of old spreads that really worked for me, things I maybe want to try out again, and things I want to change a little bit in the future. And it just makes me really excited to keep bullet journaling, keep showing you guys this journey of mine, and continue to adapt and evolve my system as my life evolves throughout time. Of course, all of the stickers that I use throughout these journals are available in my shop, planningwithk.com. I'm also gonna have a 20% sale going on right now just to celebrate this giant flip through release. So if you liked any of the sticker themes I used or just wanna give stickers in your journal a try, definitely go check out my shop. I have physical stickers and digital stickers there, and every physical sticker order comes with a full-size freebie sheet as well. If you also want to get your hands on the newest sticker collections before anyone else, before they go up in my shop, check out Patreon. At the lower tiers, you can get all of the printables that I used in my journals, and at the higher tiers, you can get access to those automatic sticker deliveries. So lots of fun things. I also will have all the other sticker shops that I used linked down in the description. They're all incredible BIPOC woman-owned shops. So definitely go give them support, follow their Instagrams, place some orders from their shops. I promise you won't regret it. And with that, that's it for this video. If you guys liked it, please give it a like down below. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to keep up with all my future video uploads. Also, be sure to check out the description below for all of the relevant links to my social media, shop, Patreon. Everything I mentioned today is going to be down there. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.